They were just so intrigued. I was like a shiny penny or something.
Everyone have a better idea of who they were and what they needed and how they advocated for that.
Question yourself, is this what I need?
I had to show up confident in understanding myself and my ability to like advocate.
Now's the time to remove, or now's the time to do whatever it is that you need to do.
You're listening to episode 18 of the Apology Void podcast.
And we're back to normal. We're back to computer.
Yeah, I miss you, Sal. I'm not gonna lie. Like, being in person was really special.
It was so fun.
It was really fun, but it was also just like, I don't know, it felt like normal. It felt normal to be in the same space as you and to like share space and be together and I don't know, like cook meals. It felt very just like normal. Like it was just another like Wednesday.
It was super comfortable. Like I was really comfortable. I've had a really good time. Like I didn't feel awkward or anything. When we recorded, it was awkward. Remember how we said that? But because we're in the same space. But
yeah,
being in the same space as you, yeah, no, I had such a good time.
it was really great. And yeah, the comfortable. I feel like that's the word.
Comfortable.
It's comfortable. And I think you only heard me sleep talking once, which is
one time. Just
positive.
once.
We love that.
I didn't check our poll. I put a poll on our Instagram about how many times you sleep talk, sleepwalk, and something else. I can't remember what the other one was.
I don't think I sleepwalked at all.
No.
The air mattress I was on was ultra comfortable somehow. Like I
It
was
was
just
thick. Like you got a good one.
I was a cozy little koala in my little corner of the room, and we were just like happy camper critter there.
Happy camper critter.
Fun fact, I don't know if I've mentioned this here yet, but one of the jobs that I used to work at, I was the only girl, and their nickname for me was Critter.
Why? Where did you get that? How did you get that?
So the company, I was working for the like village that I lived in doing their like roads and streets work. So I would go around being the person who like mowed the side of the road or who did like the concrete work and I drove a dump truck and I picked up roadkill.
Nice.
Yeah, wild. I was the only girl who did it. Anywho, so it was this crew of like big guys and none of them could fit in the small spaces. So they would have me,
That makes sense.
the little critter,
Going in
do
the
all
small
of the
spaces.
little things. Like I got down in a manhole cover once and like the sides of the utility trucks have these beds that roll out and they needed to tighten a screw in the very back. So they put me on one of them and just slid me right in. Critter.
It's useful. That's
It was
useful.
very useful. It was a very useful skill, but that is why they called me Critter. And
Critter.
yes, I slept on an air mattress in Vegas and was a cozy little critter.
You were a cozy little critter. Us three just bunking in together. It was great.
It was great. It was even better when we got the AC to work appropriately because Vegas was so
Nah,
stinking
worse.
hot. And like the first full day we were there, I don't think the AC was working
Me neither.
correctly.
Then the second night it made that awful sound. It woke us all up in the middle of the night. It was like this, I don't know what it was. It was out of control motor. And
Yeah.
I'm like half asleep, just walking out and I'm just pressing it. I think I turned it off, on, off. I don't know what I was pressing. Anyway, and then it just stopped, didn't it? And then it was
It did.
freezing.
And then it was beautifully
I
freezing.
was like, yes.
It was so good. It was so, so good. And we had to leave it cold because if you turn the temperature, like, if you turned, I don't know, the temperature up, the AC down, what would happen is that it would turn on the heat automatically. And
Yeah.
when you are living with Vegas heat, where it was already like 110 and people's shoes were basically melting, like, you didn't
For my
need
Aussies,
that.
that's like 42, 44 or something like that. Just FYI. Just saying.
Sorry, the maths.
Sorry.
The maths.
So it was on, off. Anyway, air conditioning was one thing, yes. Then we were cozy and it was nice. It was a good temperature. But
Just
now
brilliant.
that, I feel like now, because I stayed in States for a while after we were together and did a road trip with another friend. But now I'm back. I feel like it's a good time to like reflect on it and think about the time there, and we stayed, I think we've said this before, but we stayed with three other girls that also I've never met. Like, I know them
Yeah.
through business, like online and stuff, like looking at their face and talking, but I've never actually met them in person. And it was a really, like, overall, I feel it was a great dynamic. I think we did really well. But it's always good to reflect and look back. And I guess we were talking about this earlier, saying like understanding who you are and understanding your needs and personalities and things like that, so you can best honor and best show up for the other people in the group who you've never met.
Yeah. What I think was really unique about this group is that everyone was kind of in the healthcare sort of ish, self-care-ish realm in some way.
Mm,
Everyone came from a background that was more aware of like how personality types work and like personal needs and like how you take care of yourself. And so it was really cool to see everyone have a better idea of who they were and what they needed and how they advocated for that. Like
mm,
the number of times that these three other women I had never met were just like, okay, I'm gonna go meditate now, or I'm going to go take a nap, or I'm gonna go do this. And it wasn't like they had to be a part of the group at all times. There was so much beautiful independence and awareness of self, which was
mm.
really, really cool. And like, I had never talked to anyone in this group but you.
Yeah,
Like
never.
I'd barely chatted with Amelia through messages when she would comment on some of our Apology
Yes,
Void stuff. I'd respond back, but like aside from that, I had zero
connection to
zero
anybody.
going into this.
So, from your perspective, I guess that's probably as much as I didn't like. I know Amelia really well, so that's a bit different. And was in the same room as her, so for me, that's a comfortable space already, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Whereas you're coming in not knowing. I mean, you know me, I guess, from talking, but you've never actually never met face to face. You didn't know Amelia at all. You're sleeping in the same bedroom as her. And then you got three strangers in the next room. Like,
100%.
I know we said it was comfortable, that's all great, but like, how was that, I guess, from your perspective, honoring your own needs? Like you said, we all did that ourselves, but how did that feel for you?
Yeah. I've done a lot of work over these past couple years unlearning my people-pleasing tendencies and relearning like my own kind of like sensory and energy profile. Like, in order for me to be my best self, I have to know what I need. And
Mm.
so I just wanted to feel really comfortable in that situation, so I had to show up confident in understanding myself and my ability to like advocate. There's also this flexibility that comes with staying with people you've never met. And it's like a combo of flexibility and confidence. Like confident in yourself, but flexible enough to go with the whole group.
Mm.
I feel like that's kind of how I came into it, is just needing to be very strategic with how I spent my energy. And I
Mm.
understood that. So whenever I needed a break, I just went and I laid in the other room, or, I meant to, I'm trying to think of the right words. Like, I intentionally took the day that you all were going to more like meetings
Hmm.
and like symposiums and things to do my own business thing and to take a little time for myself, because I knew by day 3 I would personally need that time.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like
No,
that's
100%.
that's
Yeah.
how I felt coming into
Mm.
this, is just like aware of what I was going to need, because I know that I can be a real monster when like I am sleep deprived or when I am on sensory overload. So,
And I mean, there was a lot happening. Like, if you had have put yourself in the common space, you would have, like, sensory to the max.
100%.
Yeah,
I would have
100%.
I would have fallen apart.
And that's
I
a
would
really
have
good, because you already knew that about yourself. So I guess
uh
it's when, if I'm saying you're to our listeners, not your as in your, like if you're not sure of what that is for you, like if you don't know that you every third day you're going to need space to yourself, if you don't know that you can't put yourself in positions yet, all you can do is try it. And if you feel that uneasy feeling, it's just having the confidence, like you mentioned earlier, to try to maybe remove yourself or try to go for a walk or try to meditate. Like Nat, she was a meditator. So, it's like trying to do things that might help you alleviate anxiety or stress or that feeling of uncomfortable in those situations. And that's okay. It's okay to try things or to remove yourself, sorry, and go, okay, is this what I need? Or question yourself, is this what I need? Rather than just force it through, rather than just go, oh no, it's okay. It's only a week. It's only 3 days. It's only however long, and just force yourself into those, I want to say common area because all I can think of is the apartment, but situations where those things will just get worse, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like you want to be able to enjoy the time that you have with other people. So if that means you have to take some time for you so that you can be your best self in those times and enjoy those times more, great. Like that's awesome. And if someone gets upset with you for you taking time for you, they're not your people.
They're not your
And
people.
and chances are they probably don't understand themselves well enough.
Yeah. And that was a commonality, and you touched on this earlier, that nobody said anything in the apartment. When someone was going to meditate, when someone was going to the pool, when someone was taking a shower, when someone was going to lay down for a nap, whatever it was, nobody was like, oh, in the lounge room going, oh, why are they napping? Like why aren't they talking with us? No one, nobody.
Nope.
And I feel like that's a reflection of probably a group of people who have all done a lot of work on themselves. Like,
Yeah.
no, I know Amelia has, and obviously the other girls have too, but that's not always the case. Like
No.
sometimes there will be, even might just be one or two or people who just don't have that self-awareness or can't,
Right.
have that respect for other people. And yeah, they're not your people.
Yeah. I'm going to a gathering tomorrow. And
A
I know
gathering.
that a gathering, and I know that some of the people there might be a little less aware of their own personal needs, which then means that I have to be more aware of my needs. And I have already set for myself a time by which I need to leave so that I can get home at a reasonable hour and do the things I need without getting overstimulated, without, you know, wearing down, because I have an energy limiting condition where my body just shuts down after a certain point if I do too much. And since they're people that I know, there's a chance I would do too much. So I set up limits at the very beginning. And knowing that they're less regulated, I know will require more regulation on my end, which means I'm tonight making sure I get a good night's sleep. And I've already set a time tomorrow by which I want to leave so that I can take care of myself properly. And
Mm.
so, like, those are things I do when I know I'm going into a situation where the people around me haven't necessarily done that same work to bring their awareness to their own needs.
Mm. Mm. And that's a really good, that's obviously part of your self-care
Yeah.
needs and routine. Um, and acknowledging that not, so I'm the type of person that I'll just go, 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 go. And all of a sudden I'll be like, I just hit something on my bench, but I was like, I need to, yep, that's enough now. I know that it's not, I don't need to sort of plan ahead. So if you're the type of person, like, you don't necessarily need to go, okay, I'm going to structure this gathering. But it's when you reach, like if you're a personality type like mine and you reach that point, it's at that point going, all right, now's the time to remove, or now's the time to do whatever it is that you need to do.
Yeah.
And then take the self-care from there. So I guess what I'm saying in my long-winded way is that once you don't need to like plan it out, you don't need to have self-awareness that doing what you're doing, that works for you and you've learnt that about yourself. It's just maybe when you might be in this situation already. You know what I mean?
Yes, 100%. I do know what you mean.
8
And
a.m.,
there
6 degrees, we're working with it.
Sal, it's cold there. Like
It's freezing, man.
I was saying you and I are kind of in matching colors right now, like sort of matching outfits,
Sort
but
of,
yours
yeah.
is like a long sleeve, I won't say
Kind of jumper.
sweatshirt, jumper.
Jumper.
And jumper. It's a jumper or a sweatshirt. And instead, I'm wearing like a strappy tank top because
Mm.
it is hot and humid here. It's
Mm.
hot.
I miss it.
It's,
It was nice being toasty warm in June.
I'm sure. I'm sure, but that's because you're in winter now. So,
I don't think I told you, just to sidetrack. When we were on our road trip, we did lots of driving and we were in places in the middle of nowhere. Like I'm talking tiny, tiny towns. One of them we had to stop to get petrol, fuel, gas, whatever. And also, actually, another side, within the side, your pump colours are reversed. So in, wait, let me finish. No, I'll do this. In, for us, diesel is black and fuel is green. Petrol is
yeah.
green.
Yeah, yeah.
And you have reverse. Your diesel is green.
Yeah, it's really weird. That's really weird. I would have
And I
never
have a
thought about
diesel
that.
car. So I was like, don't, I was like, don't touch the black. What is it? The green or is it the black? Is it, what am I putting in? Like I couldn't put the green because I'd be used to grabbing. Anyway, it's confusing.
You had to read the actual words.
I was like, this is confusing.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
bet. I bet that was super confusing.
that was, yeah. So just another thing that we have different is reverse pump colours at the petrol station,
So
at the
weird.
gas station. Anyway, we pulled
So
up to
weird.
this petrol station, and I went into went inside to pay, and everyone was like doing a double take. It was like looking at me, and I went out there, and there was a guy at our car, and he was like, "Is that girl from Australia?" I don't think they'd ever heard someone from Australia before. They were
Like,
all. It was amazing. They were all just like. There was one guy. There was one guy next to us filling up his car, and he was just like wanting to talk to us, but was like obviously too shy. And the guy at the counter was just looking at me like, "What the?" Because the question I was asking, and you might laugh at me because we don't have 80, like 85 fuel,
yeah.
87, 89 or whatever. Like our minimum is 91. So I'm not giving any context for our listeners. You and I know what we're talking about, but
Yes.
we're driving. So in Australia, we have three levels of unleaded fuel, like 91, 95, 98. And
Okay.
when we went there, we saw on the pump 85, 87. Actually, the first one I saw 87, 89, 91. And then this was the first one we went to and had 85, 87, 89. And so I was going in there and I was like, excuse me, what's 85? I was like, is my car going to conk out on 85 petrol? What is that? And they were just staring at me like, what? And I was
Use the
like,
word petrol, number one.
oh, yeah, I probably did. Yeah, because it's gas.
Yep.
And they were like, well, you just get more mileage out of 87. And I'm like, yeah, but 87's dog shit. What do you mean, more mileage? Anyway, we don't have that. But my point was, I'm so sidetracked. But I was listening to the accent, sweatshirt, etc. And then because I was saying words in this middle of nowhere town, I don't think anyone had heard an Aussie before. They were all
That's
so
wild.
perplexed. It was wild. They were just so intrigued. I was like a shiny penny or something.
You are a shiny penny.
But back on the
But
back on the gas, I can't believe you don't. 91's like your premium.
I don't know what to tell you, Sal. There's a lot of things different here. I mean, you
Have
can
you
also
even heard of
speed.
98 before? Like,
No, I've never seen
oh,
that. That's wild. I don't know where you would find that.
you probably can't.
Probably not. I don't actually know. So,
What goes in your like premium cars? No, 91.
I would assume so. Like I'd have to look it up at this point. I'd have to look it up.
Well, I have diesel, so I don't use any of those, but
3.
sorry. Anyway, sorry, I digress. But, it was just a very fun time and
I
very
love that.
interesting.
That's hysterical. They had just they had just never seen an Australian in real life.
I
And
don't think so. I was like Crocodile Dundee.
yes,
That was their
that
only
is what they
reference.
were correct. That is what you would be related to.
And then on hikes, you'll laugh at this. I haven't told you this yet. Because you say hello to everyone when you're walking and stuff. So, and then I thought I'd start. I'm like, hi, hi. And then I started saying g'day. Just to see what
Yes.
people would do. I never say that in real life. But I was walking, I was like, g'day, how you going? On purpose. To people on the trails. Would have made their
Sal.
day.
Oh yeah.
They would have been
I
like,
mean,
I mean, we sound Aussie anyway, even saying hello. So they
yes.
would have known, but I thought I'd
See,
just lay it on.
like it doesn't even phase me anymore unless you are talking in rapid word
Oh,
fire, like
yes.
rapid word fire with a bunch of abbreviations that I have never heard,
That
or
did
with
happen
other
a couple of
slang.
times.
My biggest thing that I just said was, I'm sorry. What? What? I'm sorry. One more time. Or I just repeat something back to you with the question mark at the end.
Yes. Yeah, that did
Jumper?
happen. To be
What's a jump?
fair, it's not because I talk fast regularly.
Uh-huh.
Like in everyday conversation, I'm a fast talker anyway.
Yes.
So when I'm speaking to you, already speaking quickly, shortening all of my words, and it just becomes out as a big chain. Blah, blah, blah. It happened in the shops a few times when I was ordering. Like, could I please have a da da? And they were like, sorry, what?
Hold on. Real quick thing. I saw you tried root beer for the first time.
Oh, yeah. It was not good.
What do you mean it's not
Do you
good?
like it?
Like, okay, I will say there is a difference in root
Oh,
beer,
okay.
whether it's like from brand to brand or if it's like
Ah,
homemade. Was it flat or was it bubbly?
bubbly.
Okay, I like the bubbly kind better.
But this was apparently from a local. Okay, so background again for our listeners, we were in Utah and we went to this like a diner restaurant type situation and we had burgers and the guy said, "Oh, we have this local root beer from a brewery that they make here in town themselves." And I was like, "Great! I've never had root beer. I'm trying it." And I see it on the movies and on TV shows. So I was like, "I'm trying it," and I really wanted to like it. So I had it. At first I was like, "Oh, this is not bad," and I was like, "It's growing on me." Then I was like, "Oh no, this shit's disgusting."
But like, do you drink a lot of soda?
No, I don't drink soft
Okay,
drinks.
so that's problem number one.
Yes,
Like,
yes,
and if you didn't, it's a distinct flavor. It's its
yes.
own flavor, and if it's one, you don't drink a lot of soda, it's sweet. And two, if you aren't
It's
used to root
medicine.
beer, it's just different. And
Mm.
so I'm sorry that you didn't like it,
But I'm
but
willing to try it again if there's a difference between brands.
good. Yeah, there totally
Yeah,
is.
let's try
Like
it
I would
again.
try probably one of the major like
More like
manufacturers.
commercial one.
Yeah,
Yeah, it tastes like medicine. Just saying.
I could see that. I could see how you would say that. Yes,
Yes,
it could.
yes,
Well, I mean, like the roots were made for the blah, blah, blah. The roots were used for medicinal purposes far before they were like turned into things
yes,
like sodas. So
yes,
you probably have that correlation for a good reason.
yes.
Anyway, Sal, what else did you take away
Anyway,
from your US
sorry.
trip?
I've gone from talking about understanding things and our
Oh
trip
my
together
gosh.
to just like commandeering the podcast with my road trip. Um, oh no, there was lots of stuff. It was great, but yeah,
I love
just got
that.
really sidetracked.
It's fine. So I'm headed out on my own road trips basically
You
the
are.
entire month of July. Like the entire month of July, I'm traveling, and I think I'll be sleeping in 7 different states in like 4 weeks. which
It's
will be
insane.
fun. Yeah, it is a little nuts. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little crazy. Uh, Part of it I'll be doing with my mom, and part of it I'll be doing completely by myself. So next week I'm on my own until I get to a conference down at Atlanta, Georgia, where I will be around hundreds, if not thousands, of other people that I have never met. So I will be repracticing all of my skills
Yes,
that I
again.
used.
But
It's
you're
one of those
staying by
things.
yourself, are you? Or you and your mum are staying
Yes.
together? Yeah.
No. And on that, okay, so on that trip, it's just me. So I will have a room to myself. And
Good.
so I will have somewhere that I can get away to, that I can find respite in, that I can just like take my space and time. So I will
Yes.
be doing that. Um, I'll be doing that very much,
Yeah.
as much as I need to. Um, and then the next 3 weeks will be myself and my mom on a trip together. And when
Okay.
we travel together, we stay in hotel rooms together, we drive together, all of the things. So, one of the ways that I make sure that I stay even and like a normal person, like a just an even keel version of myself rather than an overstimulated version, which happens no matter who I'm with. It could be Nathan, it could be my mom, it could be my sister.
Anyone.
I am an ambivert who needs both my time with people and without people. I appreciate my home time without people. It's very nice. Um, so when she and I are traveling together, I make sure to like get out and go for a walk or go to the gym or sit in the lobby or spend some time just like even 20 minutes just for myself, breathing, usually without any sound, just so that I can regulate and like refind center.
Yes.
So,
Jumping in a long shower is always a good one. Like if
oh
you're in that
yeah.
situation where it's like it's almost impossible to escape. I'm using the word escape. I don't mean like you want to run away from your own mum or anybody that you're staying with. But a long shower is like just get on the warm water, just chill, breathe,
Mhm.
just have a hair wash, have a face wash, do a scrub, all the things so you can just have a long, nice shower. That's always a good one.
Yes, that's important. Like that's something I used to do when I was traveling band-wise is whenever I was staying with somebody, I would make sure that I spent plenty of time in just like the hot water by
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah. It works.
I also bring a book because like if I bring a book, then I'm in a different world rather
Yeah.
than the
That
physical space that
world.
I'm in.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
We're going to have a good time. It's going to be great.
it's gonna be really fun. Just get to meet a lot of people, do a lot of really fun things, but also get a lot of work done and see a lot of clients. So I
Yeah.
will be
You'll be
all
busy,
over.
busy.
I will be all over the US. I'll be home on weekends though, except
Okay. Yeah.
for the one weekend I'm in Georgia. Otherwise, I'll
Atlanta,
be home on
Georgia.
weekends. Yeah. I
That's
have
far from
to,
you.
it's just a little bit. It's a
Just a
little
little.
bit of a haul. It's probably just under an 11-hour drive
Yeah, it's long.
for me straight through, but I'm also stopping a lot of other places on my way. So I'm stopping in South Carolina and Tennessee to see
Yeah.
other clients there. So, and the day after I get home, my mom's picking me up and we drive to Michigan. So we'll be driving north after that.
Just casually driving all over the country. Don't worry about it.
I'll come home. I will say, hi, Nathan. I'll unpack, I'll repack, I'll say, bye, Nathan. And that'll be
Oh,
that.
bless his heart.
Yeah, he's
We
pretty
did. We
cool.
had some video chats with Nathan when we were in Vegas.
Yeah.
He was probably like, "What are you doing?"
No, that's just normal.
He just
That's just
knows.
normal for him. He's just like, that's fine.
He just sits there. He doesn't say anything. He just
I
goes
was
with it.
sitting I was sitting on a stool last night in the kitchen making dinner and I had my phone propped up and the camera on because I had just recorded a TikTok. And he came in and he gives me a kiss on the cheek and then he sees my phone and he's like, "Are you recording this whole thing? Are you recording me coming home?" And I'm like, "No, but that
Yes.
would make
Oh,
sense. I it would be just a normal everyday thing for you, huh?"
that would have been a good record, though.
Probably. Like I missed a
Probably.
chance. I missed my opportunity there.
Bugger. Oh, well.
I won't set up secret cameras around my house, though. I refuse to
Oh,
do
no,
that.
that's creepy.
Won't do that. I won't be one of those people who like records every second of every day just so I can have like those fun moments.
No, no, don't do that.
Kind of wish we would have had those in the kitchen for our trip to Vegas.
Same. Actually, a camera in the whole common lounge kitchen would have been
Yes.
funny.
It would have been actual like good comedy TV, but
Oh, well, that's okay. Next time.
I was gonna say maybe next time we'll just like hide a couple cameras with consent.
I was going to say with consent. Probably need to disclose that.
Be a good disclosure to have. I'm all about people's like being on board.
Yes.
Oh.
No, but overall, I think we did really well, actually. For me to get back off the sidetrack.
Oh
But
yeah.
I think we did really well. I think it was a really good group of people who really honoured themselves and really honoured their needs and didn't feel as though they couldn't do that in the space. And I hope that was the case for you. Like, it sounds like it. I hope that,
Oh
because
yeah.
we're all pretty chill. Well, I didn't know that, but they are pretty chill. I'm chill. You know what sent me one day, sent me over the edge? The vent in the kitchen, the extraction fan. I was like, I'm done, guys. Beep off, I'm done. Of all things, that sent me. The
No,
sensory
that'll
fan.
send me into like total sensory overload.
Yeah,
The
I
fan
couldn't.
in the kitchen over the stove, especially the ones that turn on automatically and you can't turn them off, and then it's this
Ugh.
continual whooshing sound that you can't control.
I think that
It
was the night that I was
grates.
cooking and we're all talking, still getting to know each other. I was cooking, the fan was in my ear, and I was like, oh, I can't. Like, I'm done with this fan. Just,
We're
just need
just
a
done.
minute.
I just,
I'm
mm-mm.
just done.
Sensory overload. I am walking away.
Yep. Yeah, that
But
sent
at
me over the
least
edge.
you
But
can
otherwise,
recognize that. Like, at least you can recognize that. Because I don't know about you, but when I'm in sensory overload, like, my mood shifts dramatically.
mm,
And if I'm not careful, I can be really sassy or snippy, especially to people that I love. Um, like the other day, I thought I was just experiencing sensory overload, but it was the precursor to a migraine. And so,
oh,
like, I was sound and light sensitive and, like, couldn't tolerate touch or anything. And so I had to be aware of that and just, like, basically go be alone because I knew that if I were around anyone and anything else triggered me,
yeah.
like the sound of the stinking kitchen fan, that I might say things that I wasn't proud of.
It's like when you stub your toe and you lose it, but it's not the toe. It's all the things
No,
leading up to the toe. It's never the toe.
it's never the toe.
It's never the toe. It's never the fan.
It's
It's
never the
leading up to
fan.
the fan.
So the more we can recognize those things and just be aware of them, the more we can take the steps to take care of ourselves
Yes.
and better enjoy the people around us. So,
Yes.
with that,
Great.
yeah, have a great rest of your week. May
That
it
just
be
wraps it up
marvelous.
nicely in a bow, doesn't it? And
Tink.
tink. All
Oh
right,
my
we'll see
goodness.
you or hear you next time. Talk to you next time.
All right, see you later.
Bye.
Bye.